Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Shogi. I'm the LSPR Communication and Business Institute Indonesia student under the supervision of Mr. Charles Bonasirait as my mentor and my lecturer. I'm here today to talk to you about my speech entitled Peace as a Valuable Investment. So, what is peace?
Officials there are warning of
blasting the
reports that
among other crimes
of airstrikes led by Saudi.
the
Palestinians.
The Secretary General is against any violence against civilians.
Peace is more than a word. Peace is a profound word. And peace is a blessing for us. Listen to this. Unfortunately, we often take it for granted. Right after we lost peace in our community, then we start to appreciate how a peaceful situation meant a lot to us. There's always a moment when we forget that peace is right in the middle of us. Like for example, you can go to school, mosque, or church normally. That happens because of peaceful condition around us. Or when we're able to express our thoughts freely without feeling afraid that we might go to jail. That is also peace. But again, we still haven't noticed the presence of peace in those situations. Ladies and gentlemen, many countries have failed to ensure peace can be present in their surrounding. For example, the most recent conflict is in Myanmar. According to the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners, now there are nearly 800 people who died, and also more than 3,000 people are going to jail just because they are trying to defend Myanmar's long-awaited dream, democracy. While as stated by BBC that 90% of all government functions in Myanmar have ceased operating, the banking system has completely collapsed, and the civilian death toll keeps rising in Myanmar, Yemen is experiencing the worst humanitarian disaster due to the civil war in the country. According to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, per December 2020, the war had caused an estimated more than 200,000 deaths. But here's the thing, those unwanted situations not just happening in Myanmar and Yemen. Syria has experienced the same thing. Ethiopia has experienced the same thing. And many more countries in this world. I can guarantee the civilians of those conflict countries have one big dream. They want peace. One day, there was a teenager attending a mini discussion with an international relations studies lecturer. The lecturer explained the situation in the international community, discussed many cases, and at the end, there's a Q&A session. He wanted to ask a question, but before that, he tries to overcome his nervousness because his question is pretty complex. After he managed to control himself, he raised his right hand and delivered this question. Sir, does empathy exist in the international community? His expectation was the lecturer may answer yes, it does, and give some examples, but it's wrong. The lecturer said that there is no such thing as empathy in the international community. It is naive to say that. Empathy doesn't exist in there. Personal interest does. He was a bit sad after hearing that answer because he strongly believed that empathy needs to be present in the international community. The US sure has empathy. China, Russia, France, the United Kingdom should also have empathy as the basis of their policy. Institutions around the world need to put empathy as one of their pillars as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the term investing in peace means we invest anything that we have to achieve sustainable peace in our community. Like we invest our money to support institutions to be stronger in echoing the importance of peace. We invest our voices to express that all humans should live in a peaceful environment. We invest our knowledge to produce a robust argument in an academic structure so that the world can understand the importance of its presence in our community. It is time for us to take action on this. Sustainable peace is a vital element to make sure our world can work properly. I strongly agree when someone says you should be mindful when you are investing in something. In fact, investing in peace is a mindful decision. This also gives a long-term profit because it is not just beneficial to you, but your grandchildren will also obtain the benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, remember the teenager that I told you before? That is me. Since the beginning, I dived deep in the international relations studies. I invest my ability to speak, to write, to think in peace. I'm very mindful when I'm investing my abilities. And the best thing is, you don't always need money or should passing a certain age to invest in peace. Just be yourself and express your thoughts. That's the least thing you can do. And to close my speech, there's one last thing that I want to ask to you. When you will invest your ability in peace? Thank you.